Hey, let's face it, you and I are different, so accept it and get over it. Let's talk about it.
Welcome to Newsletter Guru TV, your show with a boatload of smart marketing and business building advice, and a little fun along the way.
This episode of Newsletter Guru TV is brought to you by No Hassle Social Media, the fastest and easiest way to master social media marketing so you can build profitable client relationships.
Hey everybody, it's Jim Palmer, the Newsletter Guru, out here very early morning at Marsh Creek. I'm getting ready to go for a paddle. You can see my boat over there. And let's face it, there are things that make entrepreneurs different from non-entrepreneurs, from just employees or people who just don't own a business. And sometimes we fight it, but stop fighting it. We're gonna have a good old conversation about what makes us different, how you just need to accept it and roll with it. Let's go paddling, okay? Let's have some fun. Hey, by the way, real cool, let me flip this around. The spot I'm at is the same spot where I shot the picture that's at the end of Newsletter Guru TV. I shot it 3 years ago, so let's turn the camera around, see what it looks like today. So if you remember, there's the same picture, I guess that same grass is still there, looking out across the lake. All right, so we have pushed offshore and we are going for a paddle. And as I said back there, I want to talk to you today about the fact that you and I are different. That's the way it is. Just accept it and move on and stop trying to fight it, okay? What do you mean by that, Jim? Well, when you are an entrepreneur, it's like the loneliest job in the world because you often work many hours by yourself. When you have like a success, it's hard to share it with, some friends or even family that don't quite understand what you're doing in your business. And when you're struggling, it's hard to share that as well. So it is a very lonely job. So that's sort of what I mean. When you're an employee, for the most part, let's just say you work a 9-to-5 job or 8-to-6. It doesn't matter, but just so you get my point, you clock in, you clock out. And, you may think about your work or what you got to do Monday on the weekend or something like that. But it's different when you're an entrepreneur. You probably think, if you're anything like me, you think about work a lot. And, it's not 24/7, but it's a lot. And I used to try and fight that after, spending, 25 plus years, in kind of in the corporate world. And then when I became an entrepreneur, I tried to have some sort of balance. People go, oh, you got to have balance in your life. You got to have your work life and you got to have your home life. They should be separate. Well, I sort of get that, but here's the point. When you own a business and you have people that you're responsible for, whether it's just yourself, whether it's the tax man, or whether it's vendors or whatever, it's you, baby. It's all on you. And so it's very hard to turn off. Even if you're out driving in a car, taking a day off, out in the kayak, doing technically things to get away from work, you're thinking about work. If you're like me, I think about work all the time. But here's the thing. Somebody once challenged me and said, Jim, don't you ever have fun? This was maybe 5-6 years ago. Don't you ever have fun? You're all business. And when they asked me that question, Jim, don't you ever have fun? That's what finally clicked for me. And I said, I always have fun. You know why? Because I totally love. I love business. I love everything about business. I love creating business. I love marketing and growing business. I love satisfying customers and clients. I love referrals. I love everything about business. It gets me excited. So a couple of years after that, I kind of made that realization. We went to the beach. I think it was for about a week or so. We went to the beach, and I read a lot of business books, but I actually brought a couple novels. I used to read a ton of novels, like CIA type novels, and with characters and things like that. So I'm reading these. So I'm sitting on the beach reading a CIA novel. And I'm thinking, oh, I love this guy's writing style. I should adapt some of this writing style in my newsletters. I love how he transitions from one scene to the next, or how he introduces this character. Wow, that's pretty cool how they do that. I should do something like that in my business. The point is, you never turn it off. But, it's what gets me excited. It's what keeps me happy. I want to talk about one other thing real quick, and that is the ability to unplug. I see people on Facebook and things go, oh, I totally unplugged for 2 weeks. I unplugged for the weekend. I probably even posted something similar to that. But the bottom line is I never unplug completely. And here's why. Even when Stephanie and I went to Hawaii for our 30th anniversary, I turned over, I had my staff pretty much running the business. But here was that's not even an agreement because Stephanie knows just the way I am. But if I could check in with my email first thing in the morning, and then maybe at the end of the day and just see what goes on, do a quick skim. I see everything's rolling. I think everybody's happy. I don't see any problems. I don't see intercommunication between team members and things like that. What that does for me is it raises my comfort level to then really enjoy where I am. For me, the opposite of that is if I totally unplugged like some people say they do, and I had no idea what was going on in my business, I would not enjoy myself, and that's just the way it is. That's just what makes me different. I can't walk away like an employee and just trust that somebody's back there running the company and it's going to be fine. It is my company. It's my business, my baby, and the fact that if I just check in, everything feels better to me. Just as an example, I'm shooting this video a couple days after Independence Day. You might have seen some pictures. Stephanie and I went up to Jim Thorpe, PA. So we're walking around, and I'm walking Toby, and Steph goes in this couple stores she likes, which, jewelry or whatever, which I don't really care for, so I just wait outside with Toby. You know what I did? I pulled my phone out of my pocket and I check in on email and said, hey, everything's cool, and I put it away. And you know what that does? That buys me a couple more hours of everything's good, let's totally enjoy the moment. If I felt like I was unable to check in or touch base or just get my little comfort level, up to a higher point, then, who knows if I would have really enjoyed myself. So that's me. That's what makes me different. I am, we should have one of those meetings, right? I stand up, hello, I'm Jim. I'm an entrepreneur. Hi, Jim. I'm an entrepreneur. It's what makes me different. There is no difference to me between work and play because I totally love working and playing. And when I play, I sometimes think about work and it still gets me excited. So I guess my big message to you today on this beautiful Friday morning in this lake which looks like glass right now is don't fight it. Accept that you're different. You are different. You are an entrepreneur. You're different. Embrace it, love it, enjoy it. Create the business that's going to give you a lifestyle. Create a business that's going to become a saleable asset so you can retire and go sit on a beach. And then when you're sitting on the beach and you don't have a business, you're going to think about, I wonder what next business I can create in my retirement. You know that's going to happen. All right, folks. Hey, if this has resonated with you, if you found any value in what I've shared with you this morning, I'd appreciate it very much if you would share this video with some others. Very, very simple to do. All you have to do is click the share button if you're watching it on Facebook, if you're watching this on Newsletter Guru TV, Google+, anywhere else I'm posting the video. Just click the share button. It's always there and allows you to share it. And you'll love when you make a comment. I love reading your comments. I get comments from people all over the country and many different countries, which really thrills me no end. It's kind of cool, to be honest with you. So do that, and listen, before the day's out, find ways that you can add more value for your customers, clients, and patients. When you keep adding more value to the relationship, people will stay longer. When they stay longer, they end up spending more and referring more, and that is always a very good thing. And go do something nice for somebody today, Hold the door for them, wave them into traffic, let them get ahead of you, for crying out loud. You'll still get home maybe 10 seconds later. Woo! So just do some nice things for people. Makes them feel good, makes you feel real special, all right? Until next episode, this is Jim Palmer, the Newsletter Guru, and here's what I want you to know. I am different, but I am committed to helping you build a more profitable business faster. You go out and make it an awesome day, and I'll see you on the next episode of Newsletter Guru TV. You take care.